Today we're going to visit one of the largest temples in northern India. We're at RangJi Mandir. It is one of the few temples in India that still follows all the rituals, traditions, and festivals prescribed by the ancient Vedic literature from thousands of years ago, and they follow it very closely. Right now we're standing at the western gate, which is one of the main gates, and you can see it's kind of in the Rajasthani style of architecture. So let's go on in and see what we can see. It's one of the largest temples, and it's the largest temple in Vrindavan. Let's go. There are lots of videos on YouTube about this temple from a Hindu perspective, from an Indian perspective, and in Hindi. I'd like to give Westerners a perspective on all these great temples and traditions around Vrindavan in India from a non-secular Western point of view. So forgive me if sometimes I stumble over some of the words in Hindi and Sanskrit. They don't really roll off my tongue that well, but I am respectfully trying to present some beautiful traditions and spiritual heritage and the architecture of India and in Vrindavan in particular. Sri RangJi Temple is a mixture of both northern and southern Indian architectural traditions. The temple was begun in 1851, and the main architecture is based on the Dravidian style of southern India with 5 concentric rectangular enclosures around the main sanctum or temple. The main temple in the center is dedicated to Lord Ranganatha or RangJi, who is Lord Vishnu, and in his Sheshashayi pose, or he's reclining on the coils of Sesha Naga, which is Sesha Naga, which is the primal being represented by a snake with a hooded snake. So Lord Vishnu is reclining on the coils of the snake. Distinguished as the largest temple in Vrindavan, it has an outer wall of 770 feet by 440 feet. There are 8 gates or gopurams up to 6 stories tall and covered with beautifully ornate carvings. 2 of the gates are more reminiscent of Rajasthani style architecture due to the diversity of the craftsmen working on the temple. Inside, there is a 60-foot gold-plated pillar in the center closure which flies the temple flag during the festival of Brahmatsava, or as we call it locally here in Vrindavan, Rath Ki Mela, the 10-day festival in spring where the deity is taken outside the temple for all to see. We'll be coming back to show you that. Locally, this is called the Rath Ki Mela Festival, or Festival of the Grand Chariot. It is very popular here in Vrindavan, and we'll be sure to come back then to cover all the festivities. It is the largest annual fair in Vrindavan and runs for 10 days. Each day, the temple deity, Lord Vishnu, is taken out for a ride by a chariot or other vehicles and brought back every evening under much fanfare by adoring pilgrims and devotees. In the outer concentric enclosure is a large square pushkarini or pond. So we've gone all through the temple, and now you can see we're back outside. So we're back out. We're probably going to go back through because our shoes are on the other side. So hope you enjoyed this tour of the RangJi Temple.